I hope you guys are doing well. Here we are again with another segment for Family Matters. And today's topic of conversation is establishing a support system or assessing an already existing one. So, why this topic? Well, considering that we're currently going through some time that we've been either isolated or social distancing, it tends to put a big gap in our typical routines and the people that we reach out to. And so, more than anything, right now, many people are experiencing some type of symptoms of depression or maybe even anger, and we really don't necessarily know how to handle it. So one of the things that we really would like to assess is what is it that we have in place right now to help us go through this tough situation. Well, when we often hear the word support system, it's usually when there's conversations about self care, right? And as many of us know, self care includes our physical well being, psychological, emotional, spiritual, personal, and professional tasks. However, a healthy support system plays an important role in all of these areas. And we can ask ourselves how or why is it so critical for us? Well, a support system is built based on the amount of individuals that you have in your network, sort of as your safety net that you reach out to when you're going through a tough situation or that you feel comfortable with reaching out to for advice or even just, as a shoulder to cry on. But many times, because we're so busy, we kind of put our personal relationships to the side, or we kind of forget about them or put them on the back burner for a minute because we're so busy, or we don't really make the time to pick up the phone and have that phone call conversation or that video call or sending an email. So in a time where we have so much access to stay connected, we definitely find ourselves even more disconnected, right? And so, one of the things that I'd like for you guys to do as we assess the support system that you guys currently have is making a list of the people that you currently interact with or have been interacting with. For example, your family, your friends, your neighbors, acquaintances, and even work relationships, individuals that you've established some type of rapport with at work. And one of the things we really want you to do is just make a list of all the people that come up to your mind, that come to your mind, and we're going to ask ourselves the following questions. Do I feel respected by this person? Do I trust this person? Does this person bring out the best qualities? Does this person allow me to feel good about myself? And do I leave interactions feeling positive? And so, why do we want to ask these questions? We really want to evaluate if the relationship is a healthy one or an unhealthy relationship. So, as you're asking yourself these questions and assessing your interaction with these individuals, put a star along the name of the individual that you find is supportive. That way, you have an active, a visual of who are the people that you feel most comfortable with. Now, it might be where some of these individuals you haven't spoken to in a while. Like I mentioned, we allow life to kind of get in the way. We're too busy. We don't make the time to stay connected. And it might be a little bit intimidating to say, well, this is my best friend from college. I just kind of haven't kept up with her, but that was my best friend and I felt very comfortable with. But right now, given, like I mentioned, that we have so much capacity to reach out to one another, pick up the phone, reignite that relationship. Although it's definitely understanding where it can be a little bit intimidating, where you might think, well, it's just going to be awkward. They're probably busy, or I don't really want to burden anybody with my concerns. But you might be surprised. They might just actually find themselves in the same situation or feeling a lot of the same emotions that you are. And they haven't reached out because they might be afraid of taking that first step. So when you're reigniting a relationship, there is a sense of vulnerability, but the reward after the fact can be much, much bigger and definitely worth it. So as you're looking through these lists of individuals, think of what they bring to you, and how they can continue being that safety net for you. I guess a better example would be, think of yourself as a tent. So if you only secure yourself in one aspect of your life, well, if you're weathering a storm, you're not likely to be able to withstand it. But if you secure all posts, and reinforce it, you're much more capable of withstanding those difficult situations. And again, your support system isn't only comprised of individuals that are there during the good times. They're there to trigger those laugh attacks, you know. But they're actually, like I mentioned, that safety net that when times get tough, they're the people that are going to help pull you up. It's a time to invest in them so that they'll be there for you at all times. Again, while we understand that, you know, we get busy with life, but taking a more active approach to reinforcing those relationships so that you're able to bounce ideas back from other people, picking up the phone and having that conversation of, hey, how are you doing? How are you holding up, you know, homeschooling your son or daughter? Or, you know, how are you handling this? And continuing to have those conversations. And it's really important that it's a reminder that we're not the only ones going through situations, but there's other people out there and we can endure things together. And, you know, there is a strength in numbers, as they say. So also keep in mind, as you made the list, identifying those positive and healthy relationships. Again, when you're a support system, you become part of another person's support system. So what do you want to bring to the table? You know, what do you want to give back, you know, in return? So also being that shoulder to cry on, or that ear, you know, to speak into. um, Also keep in mind you can also create your own support area. So like maybe identifying a space in your home where you go to meditate for a couple of minutes, to drink your cup of tea or enjoy your coffee, you know, for 5 to 10 minutes, is also part of being that support system that you create for yourself, not only with individuals but even in designated spaces that you might have in your home. So think about this for a minute, and we really just want to continue promoting a good, healthy moment in isolation, or even within social distancing. So just remember that as much as we're so disconnected right now, physically, we can still be very much connected through different means, whether it's through phone calls, through video calls, or through emails. But definitely take that active approach to provide yourself with that. Moment. And just remember, it will pass, but definitely one of the rewards of building and continuing to strengthen your support system is that it's going to be there as you weather any situations that are coming through. So I hope this kind of helped you guys analyze the support system that you currently have, and to just continue reinforcing it and investing into it. Again, if you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to call the Boys and Girls Club. We're still here for you guys, and we can't wait until we have everybody together again. In the meantime, I hope these videos are helping you guys out. So we definitely appreciate your feedback, and I wish you the best of weeks. So see you next week again.